Leslie?
Ellen, such a tragedy for the woman who by all accounts was trying desperately to get away from the gunman. An eyewitness tells us that he appeared to be focused. He didn't say a word and ended up allegedly shooting this woman to death. The chase began in Panorama City, the suspect driving this red pickup at high rates of speed on several freeways. Police in constant pursuit, well aware the driver was probably armed. Authorities say moments earlier he shot his female passenger at a parking lot on Roscoe and Van Nuys.
She was hysterical on her cell phone. I was walking out of Rite Aid from getting her prescription, and she was saying, somebody help me, please send some help. He put a gun in the back of his pants, and he walked inside and he dragged her out by her hair and pulled her in the car. Before anybody had any chance of doing anything, he already was trying to take off, and she already had opened the other side of the door trying to yell and scream for help, and he had her by her hair and the other hand on the wheel, and he was trying to take off.
Went through this parking lot, crashed right over here in these parked cars over here.
One of those cars belongs to this man who says he witnessed the entire shooting.
Y donde disparó, pues yo pensé que me iba a disparar a mí y me agaché yo ahí y pues hizo varios disparos y se fue.
Guadalupe Bernal says he was afraid the suspect would shoot him, so he took cover behind his car.
Me and my husband followed, and we came down this way, and sure enough, she was laying right here. There's a little bit of her blood. Her head was right there.
Captain Dwayne Hayakawa says the suspect left the wounded woman in the parking lot and took off. Police pursued him on the 134 freeway, the 210 and the 57 freeways before he led them east into Riverside County on the 91 freeway. The truck finally came to a stop on the Lincoln Avenue off-ramp where the suspect surrendered.
This is a guardian angel. This is going to watch over her soul, so she goes to heaven.
Police say the suspect is behind bars at this hour. They have not released an identity, nor have they released any information on what could have been a motive for this shooting. The victim, as we said, passed away. No identity on her yet either. Reporting live from Panorama City, Leslie Sykes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Leslie, thank you. The capture of a different pursuit suspect this afternoon is raising questions about police use of possibly excessive force. The driver led police in a high-speed chase from El Monte to Pico Rivera. It ended when he crashed into a parked SUV and ran into the neighborhood. When he was cornered, he went face down on the grass, but officers appeared to kick and hit the suspect as he surrendered. The El Monte Police Department is investigating the officer's actions.
A Pasadena homeowner has been shot after she discovered burglars carrying items out of her house. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes tells us the woman and her neighbors took some dangerous action to try and stop the suspects. Rob?
Ellen, this all happened at the Olive House over here. The woman who lives there came home and she found burglars ransacking her place. But police say she didn't take off. She gunned her SUV and slammed into their car. That is when they started shooting, and her neighbors sprang into action. Yellow tape surrounds the crime scene, and a canine unit sniffs for clues as a Pasadena woman recovers in a local hospital. Police say that woman pulled her SUV into her driveway around 11:30 this morning to find a strange car parked there and two men loading her television and computers into that car. She saw them, they saw her, and detectives say she made a quick decision to foil their plans.
She rammed the vehicle as they both got out of their car. One of the suspects took a handgun out, walked up to her vehicle, fired a shot in the car, missed her, walked around the other side and shot her. After wounding the homeowner, detectives say the two men took off on foot. That is when the woman's neighbors got involved. One of them chased the suspects down the street and kept in constant touch with our dispatch and helped our officers to catch the one suspect. This neighbor, who doesn't want us to show his face, was driving by at the time.
This lady came out with the Cherokee with the shutter window, and she said, help me, please, call 911. I saw these two guys coming out of the driveway and running out. I called 911, I turned my truck around, and followed them. Detectives say the neighbors' pursuit and calls played a huge part in capturing the one suspect, but they're quick to point out just how dangerous that can be. It's not something we necessarily recommend. You know, usually the best thing is to call, but these neighbors were heroes.
Now, the 49-year-old woman who was shot is expected to make a full recovery. Meantime, the search is on for that suspect who is still on the loose. The hope is that some clues from the getaway car that was left behind here, as well as maybe some information from the captured suspect, will lead detectives to that suspect who is on the lam. Reporting live in Pasadena, Rob Hayes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.